Hello everyone, I welcome you all in my course. This course is name is Flight Stability and Control. The purpose of this course is to cover the flight stability part as well as the control part. So today is a lecture 1 and is a course introduction part. Okay. In lecture 2, I will tell you introduction to aircraft static and dynamic stability. That means when you call system to be statically stable and when you call system to be dynamically stable, and how will you comment the stability when the system is dynamically stable or dynamically unstable. So that we will cover in the lecture 2, and then from lecture 3 we will move towards the core. We will take the aircraft longitudinal motion. So already I explained to you in aircraft design course that the longitudinal motion is, you can say, when you take 3 axes like this, so this is pointing x, this is y, and this is z. So the motion about the y axis is pitching motion, and along with, if you are translating in x direction and z direction, that will be the longitudinal motion. So how will you achieve the longitudinal stability, that we will discuss, and what are the components are contributing towards the longitudinal static stability. For example, like a wing, fuselage, horizontal tail, all the components that we will discuss in this and in this lecture. From lecture 3 to lecture 5, we will continue with the aircraft longitudinal static stability part. And then comes in lecture 6, we will discuss about the longitudinal control. That means stability and control are very much related to each other. If you have a more stable system, then more control is required. Less, if the system stability is less, then less control is required. That also we will discuss. And how will you achieve the different trim point using the longitudinal controller, longitudinal control. For example, if you want to fly at a particular speed, there is a one particular elevator setting is required, trim elevator. So when you change the speed, the trim elevator deflection will change. So we will discuss about the longitudinal trim flight, and also we will discuss about the flight measurement of a neutral point, hinge movement, that we will discuss about the from lecture 6 to lecture 8. And then we will move toward the aircraft longitudinal dynamic stability, because here the time comes into the picture. Like in static stability, it is an inherent tendency to come back to the original position where you not see any time things. But here when you talk about the dynamic stability, this will tell you how much long you will take in order to damp your system. The times comes into the picture. For example, in this lecture we will discuss about the what stability derivative will affect the damping of a aircraft. For example, in this case we will see how to estimate the CMQ and what are the parameter associated in the CMQ, what are the parameter is sitting here. For example, like a tail arm and horizontal tail area, these things we will discuss in a longitudinal dynamic stability. That means by changing the area, by changing the CG position, you will able to achieve your desired natural damping, and you can tell to the control system designer that this much natural frequency and this much damping ratio we have. So it is a good input for a control system design. And here when I see control, that means we are not talking about the automatic control. This already I have covered in the flight control system design course, conceptual and practical approach. Here the control means what are the aircraft primary controls. For example, elevator, aileron, rudder, and what are its effectiveness and how to estimate this effectiveness, that we will discuss in this course. Okay, not the automatic control part. And in lecture 10 we will continue with the aircraft longitudinal dynamic stability, and then from the lecture 11 we will start with the aircraft lateral static stability. And in longitudinal case also we will discuss about the short period mode, figure mode, how that means we will see that the short period mode is heavily damped, natural frequency will be very high in the short period mode case, and in a figure mode case you will see it is lightly damped. Okay, so that we will discuss about the longitudinal stability dynamic stability part also. Okay. In lecture 11, we will discuss about the lateral stability. Like we can see that the longitudinal stability will provide the provided by the horizontal tail, but here you will see the wing will provide you the lateral stability majority, and then vertical tail also will contribute. So we'll discuss about the lateral static stability and what are the derivative associated with this lateral stability. Like in longitudinal case there is a Cm alpha, but here you will see the Cl beta, and how to estimate the this, and what are the parameters sitting in the Cl beta, and how you can actually increase or decrease. That we will discuss in the aircraft lateral static stability part. And similarly, aileron can be used to achieve the roll control. So we'll discuss about the aircraft lateral control, like how to estimate the aileron control power. That we'll discuss in the lecture 12. In lecture 13, we will discuss about the lateral dynamic stability. That means in longitudinal case we have a CMQ, and here we will have a CLP, which is the damping derivative. The majority of the contribution comes from the wing. How will you analytically estimate this derivative? That we will discuss, and how it affects your lateral stability. That will also we will discuss in lecture 13 and 14. And finally, in lecture 15, we will discuss about the aircraft directional stability, and how the fuselage, wing, and vertical tail contributes towards the directional stability, and how will you achieve the same. That we will discuss in the lecture 15. And how will you achieve the directional control, which is used to make a coordinated flight, used to kill the side slip. So what are the effectiveness of a rudder? That we will discuss in the lecture 16, and how good it is in order to resist the wind. That we will also discuss in the lecture 16. Okay. And in lecture 17 to 18, we will discuss the aircraft directional stability. We will see the aircraft mode in the lateral and directional case also, because lateral and directional are coupled. So we will see how the roll mode, spiral mode, and dash roll mode effect on the system performance by considering both lateral and directional stability. So we'll discuss in lecture 18 about the aircraft directional stability. Lecture 17 to 18. Okay, and in extra lecture we'll take some special topics. And for example, like this course is all about the flight stability and control. So as a special topic, we can consider the rocket, and we can discuss about this stability. And we can take some special topic, right? For example, like how the engine mount affects the stability, how the propeller is affecting the how the puller, this type of configuration is affecting the stability. That we can discuss in this extra lectures. We can take the examples of a different aircraft, for example UAV, commercial aircraft, fighter aircraft, and we can actually comment on the aircraft stability and control part. And based on your request, we can discuss more about this course. We can take some more topic on this. And by this examples, actually I mean to say, you will see that what kind of the stability the fighter has, and what kind of stability has the general aviation aircraft has. So there is not much standard prerequisites required. So you should need to know the basics of aerodynamics and aircraft performance. The aircraft performance also I have offered already. Okay. These are the references. You must go through this in order to study this course. So thank you so much. We will meet in the lecture.